Hello dear friends and welcome to College Cooking, where we cook collegely. People have been asking me a lot, Gustav, how are you so smart? And I'll tell you, dear friends, I'm actually not that smart. I just know how to power my brain, right? That's the trick. You don't have to be too smart, you just have to power your brain right. So today's recipe is going to be a protein shake for your brain. Alright, so it turns out the brain doesn't actually use protein, so this isn't a protein shake. According to the world's top biologists, the brain actually uses sugar instead, right? Because sugar is chemical energy, carbohydrates. Now, not all sugars are created equal, so we're going to make the top high-end sugar for the best brain power. Let's continue. So let's get some things straight. The brain is like a jet engine, right? That's how you model a jet engine, approximately. So you've got air incoming, or some oxidizer, right? Oxidizer comes in. We'll call this Q, because it's a rate, there's a flow rate. Next, you need some fuel input, right? Fuel. Now really there's a compressor here, and that's for thermodynamic reasons. Compressor, more or less. So then you have fuel input and a spark, right? And the spark causes the fuel to oxidize, flame. All right? And then you've got a turbine, yes. You got a turbine here, and that's what gets energy out, or in this case, brain power. It's all very simple once you understand it. But we're going to highlight the important parts. Compressor, fuel, oxidizer, turbine. All right? And all that equals brain power. So the fuel in our case is Kool-Aid, right? And the reason we want to use Kool-Aid is because it has a very high energy density, right? Now some fuels, such as vegetables, don't have a very good fuel density, energy density. But Kool-Aid does, and that's why we're using it. So, but you can't just inject your spark in, you can't just inject the Kool-Aid into your brain directly, right? Because if you do that, you won't have any room for air. So I'm going to teach you another technique to properly oxidize your brain, as demonstrated now. Alright, so here's the best technique for oxidizing your brain. This is the inlet to your engine. So what you want to do is you want to pull the skin back to open up your nostrils really wide, and then you breathe in slowly and deeply. And then you breathe out through your mouth. Those are the exhaust gases. They've been oxidized. And there we go. But it's useless because I haven't put any fuel in there. Step one, you take your sugar. You're going to want a big bag of it because I'm guessing you need to power your brain with a lot of fuel, right? A lot of fuel. So you take 1 cup of sugar and you pour it into a pitcher. You want it to be a relatively large pitcher because that's the nature of these things. Alright, now here's where things get hardcore, because you're going to need Black Cherry Kool-Aid powder. Alright, now you'll notice there's no French on this package, and that is because you actually cannot get this flavor of Kool-Aid in Canada, as far as I know. I actually have to get this personally imported from the US of A, also known as the United States of Greatness. It's one of my favorite countries in the whole world. So you take the top off, and you pour this magical powder, this magical brain food, into your pitcher. I can already feel my IQ going up just as the powder goes in through my nose. Alright, so next we are going to fill up this pitcher with water. Cold water is better because it tastes better, and because it's cold, it has a higher density, which means you can get more sugar into your bloodstream at once. This is thinking. I didn't figure that out until after I drank the Kool-Aid, because I couldn't think beforehand. Alright, and once it's full, that's about 1 quart of water, in case you were wondering what the metrics of it were. And then we're just going to stir it up, and I'll give you a quick lesson on how to consume it properly. Got a guess of the world's best brain fuel, aka Black Cherry Kool-Aid. Now I should clarify that about this much, that's about an hour and a half of brain power, so that's about half an exam. So before your exam, you're going to want to drink about 2 of these. This cup I won. It was a participation award for athletic excellence in broom ball. Incredible. So once you've drank your your protein drink for your brain, that's pull the skin back and breathe.